Okay, in this video I'll show you how to the very first step that you need to do before you do any analysis is to look at your raw data. Now this raw data could be entered manually. Let's say you have done a survey in paper form, right? And then you are entering the respondents' answer one by one into your dataset. For example, you're entering the information for participant 1, digital training, he has joined it twice, 2 times, inspirational talk 3 times, digital access, he doesn't have any computer, 0, etc, etc. So this needs to be, the data need to be done and coded according to what you have described in the code book. So that is if you are doing it manually. If you capture your data through Qualtrics or SurveyMonkey or Google Form, which is online, most likely they will give you a spreadsheet like this. The whatever people click in, the answer people give in your online survey, it will all be summarized in this sort of data set. But you should not accept everything. You need to check. Now, what do you need to check? First of all, you quickly have a look. Is there any blank answers or missing response? Right. It seems that there's none here. Of course, because I made this myself, I make it clean, a clean data. But oftentimes you'll find something missing. Maybe if they're missing, they are shown only as a dot. For example, here instead of 1, it's just a 1 dot. That is a missing. It could also be different kind of weird characters. So pay attention to those. Secondly, make sure that there's no numbers that are totally impossible, that is impossible. For example, digital access. You measure your digital access in terms of 0 and 1 here. Whether someone, sorry, digital access is here. Whether someone has access to digital tools, this is 0 or 1, yes or no, right? So whether you have access or you don't have access. So if you find on the digital access here a very weird number like 5 or 10 or 30, then it's totally doesn't make sense. What about digital skills? Your digital skills here is measured in terms of the exam score of the elderly respondent who have taken or who have not joined the programs, and you measure it in terms of 0 to 100, right? So have a quick look. If you have some number like 500 something or 3,000 something or 200 something, then it totally doesn't make sense. So those are the things that you need to pay attention of. So you need to always make sure that the values are in accordance to what you have prescribed in your code book. Now, who make the decisions on column C and column D? It's you as a researcher who have the responsibility to define how you want to measure the things that you want to measure. For example, if in your program, in your logic model, you say digital training and inspirational talk are 2 of the main interventions or programs to help the elderly improve their digital literacy skills, then you need to clearly label what they mean and how you're going to measure it, and precisely how is it going to be answered by the respondents. This part is called the operationalization. This part is called the measurement type. We've gone through this in the lecture last week, right? So we need to specify this ourselves one by one. They have to be very specific, because the purpose of doing statistical analysis is we are assigning numbers to whatever that we observe in the world, and using those numbers we're going to analyze them statistically. So this is a very quick introduction to visually checking your data. And of course, you can only check this if your data set is relatively small. Now, what if you have a survey and your respondents are 3,000 or 5,000 of them? It's a little bit difficult to scroll down, isn't it? That's why you will need to do it differently, such as using the descriptive statistics, looking at the mean, the median, the mode, the standard deviation, etc., which you can do later, which I'm going to show in the videos in the next videos. But at least visually, we need to be able to check whether there's something strange here or not in your data sets. So this is the data set that you assume that we have after we conducted the survey. So the survey is completed. You or someone else help you enter the data, the raw data, into Excel. Or if you capture the data through online survey platforms, Qualtrics, Google Forms, or SurveyMonkey, then definitely they will give you this sort of output. But when you get that output, the raw data, you need to check visually to make sure that they are fine and there's nothing weird, nothing strange. Because the rule is garbage in, garbage out. If you have a lot of garbage in your raw data, you don't clean it, whatever analysis that you produce, it will be useless. The meaning will not be useful at all. So that's it for this video on how to visually check your raw data.